So off the top, I apologize for the crazy angles of all these. This is just shot off the camera phone, kind of off the cuff, so this is what we've got to work with, and I do apologize. I'm new to this. But anyway, this is a back and triceps workout. I open up my back workouts using sort of the pull-up as a warm-up and a working set, but I mean I do at least one body weight set, and this one I did to the point of it being a working set. I stuck with only body weight today on the pull-ups. Did 2 sets, and then did 2 sets of lat pull-downs with this wide grip, which allows you to get a really, really deep stretch. I think the deepest range of motion you can get on lat pull-down. I did like a really controlled and squeezed, kind of like lightweight, maybe like 120, 130 pounds, and just repped until I couldn't go anymore, and then cranked the weight up a little bit more, went until I couldn't go anymore for another set, and then that was all I did on the lat pull-downs. I try to do an up and down sort of range of motion on the back day to open up every time as my primary exercise. Pull-ups and dips are usually how I start off back and triceps day most of the time. And here's the dips part. I decided to go very heavy today on the triceps. I get a good pump out of my triceps doing it that way. I use this as kind of like a baby second chest day too to help me get better at bench. But this is 65-pound weighted dips. I got 7 reps. The 7th was an extreme grinder. There's a lot going on in my shoulders to keep that weight going there, so this is a very careful lift. I have to do it very carefully. Felt safe and clean today. I went for that 7th rep, you know, with this. This is becoming a 4 reps weight that I can just like crank out. Not multiple sets of it, but at least one good set of reps. Went to the barbell row after 3 sets on the dips. This is the heaviest I got. It was like 145. I try and keep the weight reasonable on barbell rows because I have to target my lats, and my traps kind of take over everything because I deadlift so much. So I really focus on the lats and squeeze the weight. So I have to really have control over it. I did 4 sets of that. Here's 60 pounds, I think, with a dumbbell overhead extension with the 2 arms. I can only do, usually if I can do a weight for like, probably did like a whole lot of reps on the first set with this weight, and the second set it was probably dropped by half. I don't know why that happens with this exercise, but it really just wears me out quick. I did 3 sets, but I probably should only do 2. Here's dumbbell pullovers. I did 4 sets of these. This was 70 pounds, I think, for 6 reps. This is really kind of catastrophically painful for me, but it really does a lot for my range of motion and kind of like helping my chest anatomically sit where it goes correctly. There's a lot of things that are great about this exercise, but this is me doing it really heavy for me. It's hard for me to keep my feet on the ground right now. I have to really brace my core. This exercise, I would, in a perfect world, I'd rather do T-bar rows, but I did deadlifts very heavy yesterday, so my lower back, you know, it was challenged by the rows and a bunch of other things earlier in the workout, so I just let it rest on this and focused on the squeeze and my rhomboids and everything with the sort of close grip, close to my chest. And so you can do that with seated cable rows also, but I wanted this protection in my lower back. Here's 185 pounds on the Smith machine close grip bench press. Didn't have a spotter that could handle 185, so I went with Roy had to leave earlier, by the way, my training partner, so I went and had a spotter that could cover me, so I went with the Smith machine to give me an out in case I failed, like I did right here. I like to do a unilateral exercise, and the best one for the triceps I've found is to do these kind of little cable machines. They usually have like a cable crossover machine. You can like set it at an angle where you can do triceps pushdowns with just the one arm. It's much easier to squeeze that exercise when you don't have to make it such a core exercise by controlling a heavy weight and using both arms, bringing the lower back in. I mean, it's not a great compound movement type exercise anyway, so I kind of focus on it as an isolation and use the one arm variety more often than the 2 arm. I did want to just get a crazy pump at the end, to be honest. So I just, for no other reason than fun, grabbed the tricep pushdown bar and just ran a triple drop set at the end. I mean, it was pretty torturous for fun, but if you know what I mean. The point was to really make sure that I got some blood flow in there and swell the muscle out at the end. I just kind of was craving that for some reason, and I went with my instincts. But anyway, that was the back and triceps workout that went down the other day, and had 4 sets on all the back exercises, 3 sets on all the tricep exercises, and except for this single finisher set right here. But yeah, it was kind of a control day, not the heaviest day. It was a very busy day, had a lot of things going on, so I had to move fast, and this was a very efficient workout. Stay tuned, and I will provide more stuff later.